Level 2 syllabus, let's have a quick brief. So in level 1, we had a clear knowledge that this is a big subject. We need to focus on this subject. If we focus on this subject and if we have a master of this subject, then the chances of passing are going to be higher. And these subjects were FRA, 15% weightage, ethics, 15% weightage, equity, 11%, fixed income, 11%, corporate finance, 10%, and portfolio management. No, not portfolio management. That's it. This 5 subjects. Economics also 10%, but economics was huge, so probably you may not count economics. So FRA 15%, ethics 15%, 30% हुआ, equity 11, 41 हुआ, fixed income 11, 52 हुआ, and corporate finance 10, 62. So 5 subjects have 62% weightage in your level 1. In level 2, unfortunately, there is nothing like it. Almost all subjects have equal weightages. In level 2, the weightages are not defined crystal clear कि equity का ये weightage होगा, corporate finance का ये weightage होगा, fixed income का ये weightage होगा. They are not given crystal clear weightages. They are given the weightages in a range. And almost for all subjects, they have given a range as 5 to 15%. For some subjects, they are given 10 to 15%. For some subjects, they are given 10 to 20%. But almost on an average, they are mentioned 5 to 15%. And hence, it can be approximately assumed that all subjects are equally important. I repeat, all subjects are equally important. There's no 5 subjects which dominate in the exam. They're going to be almost equally important. Almost you're going to get 12 questions each from 10 subjects. 120 questions spread across 10 subjects almost equally. So we're going to get 12 questions each from the 10 subjects. Unfortunate or fortunate, as I also said, over here, the clear cut ये जो study preparation था level 1 के लिए कि ये 5 subject dominate करता है, level 2 में it's not there. Second important part is that still, I mean, अगर अभी भी किसी को doubt है, इसके लिए I'm going to clarify that there is no subject wise cutoff. I have seen students scoring 0 marks in the subject of cons and still clear level 2. And I think I shared the mark sheet by removing the name of that student. I can share that with you guys. It is completely fine to score 0 marks in a subject and still pass the level 1 and level 2, or for that matter even level 3 also. There, which clearly means that there is no subject wise cutoff. Even if after scoring 0 marks in a subject, still if you are passing, which means that there is no subject wise cutoff. So that would kind of clarify this story that there is no subject wise cutoff. That you might have heard about it from someone कि मैं fail हुआ क्योंकि मेरा equity का marks कम था, or I passed because I scored really well in FRA. This is all bullshit. There is an overall cutoff which is there in level 1, which is around 152 to 155 out of 240, and for level 2 it's above 80. So anyhow you score above 80 in level 2, you would pass. Doesn't matter how much you score in equity, how much you score in FRA, how much you score in cons. Even though cons might be weak, derivatives might be strong, whatever it is the case, generally if you score 80 above, you pass. It might happen that exam is too difficult. At that time 75 पे भी आप pass हो सकते हो. It might happen that exam is too easy. At that time 83, 84 could be the passing score. Which subjects are difficult, sir? Which subjects are easy, sir? I do not want to set across a tone in the start of the lecture that this is difficult. So I'm not going to tell you the name of the subject which majority of the students find it difficult. Because if I tell you the name of the subject, then you would be having that mindset कि sir ने बोला ये subject difficult है, मतलब ये subject difficult है. So I do not want you to have the kind of biasness before we start any subject that this subject is difficult. But shall I tell which subjects are difficult? So basically, generally, okay, I'll not tell, because if I tell them, then they would again be having that biasness that this is difficult. So I'll not tell you which subject generally students find it difficult. Okay, I'm not going to tell you which subjects generally find students difficult. But let's talk about the subject which you're going to find very easy and you will love to do those subjects. And that subject is equity, which you're starting today. So equity is something you're going to enjoy. Corporate finance is something which you're going to enjoy. Then you're going to enjoy the subject of alternative investment. AI you're going to enjoy. No, so Pooja is saying that the other subjects which I'm taking the names are going to be very difficult. No, it's not like that. I'm just saying that some subjects you're going to truly enjoy when you look at those subjects. That doesn't mean the other subjects are going to be difficult. So I'm just saying equity, corporate finance, and AI are truly you're going to enjoy. Alright, so let me quickly brief कि एक subject में क्या है. So let me start with, let's say, fixed income. Fixed income. What is there in fixed income, which you have not seen in level 1? What is there in fixed income? You are going to look at CDS, credit default swaps. Clear? I'm not going to explain right now what is CDS, but I'm just telling you in brief. CDS is what is going to be covered in the fixed income. Apart from that is something called as credit analysis models, which are being used by CRISIL, CARE, rating agencies to come out with the ratings. So credit analysis model would be there importantly in level 2 fixed income. Apart from that, you will also be seeing something called as binomial interest rate tree. Binomial, I think you would know that tree like this, that tree which you are seen in level 1 cons as well as level 1 derivatives, that you're going to see more in detail in the fixed income. So that's थोड़ा सा मैंने fixed income का just बता रहा हूँ. Portfolio management. In level 1 portfolio management, it was about कि client का कितना पैसा market में invest होना चाहिए और client का कितना पैसा government bonds में invest होना चाहिए. So based on the risk tolerance of the client, you used to allocate the money of the client into government bonds and market. Market risky, government bond risk free. So based on the risk tolerance, you were allocating the money of the client into market and government bonds. In level 2, it's gonna be allocation of the money of the client between passive and active. What do you mean by passive? Passive is like directly investing into Nifty and the Sensex. Index में invest करना is passive, and trying to beat index because you believe that market is inefficient, so you could do your analysis and try to beat the market. That strategy is called as active strategy. So in level 2, you are going to focus more on the whether the money of the client should be passively managed or actively managed. That's crux of the portfolio management. FRA. I'm going to tell you something interesting about FRA कि अगर ये FRA जो level 2 का है, अगर वो level 1 में भी होता था, you would have still been able to manage that. Actually, the engineers and the science background students are going to find level 2 FRA a bit easier as compared to level 1 FRA. I repeat, the engineers and the science background students are going to truly love FRA. The FRA of level 2, you guys are going to find easier as compared to level 1 FRA. The reason is it's going to be less of accounts and going to be more and more of analysis. What do we have over here is pension fund accounting. So many companies in the US have the concept of the giving pension to the retired employees. So how do you account? How do you analyze this? That's going to be covered in the FRA. Apart from that, one interesting thing which is going to be covered is the multinational companies. A company which is headquartered in India, Tata Steel, but has a branch, has a division in Europe, Chorus. Or Tata Motors headquartered in India, but has the Jaguar Land Rover JLR, which is a British company. So how do we account for this? That the Tata Motors has the financial reports in INR, the Jaguar Land Rover has the financial reports in the British pounds. So how do we do this accounting analysis? That's going to be covered in the level 2 FRA, which is again interesting. Corporate finance. What is there in the corporate finance? One interesting, mergers and acquisitions. So M&A. How do you know? How do you calculate the synergy? So when Kotak acquired Angie Vesta Bank, obviously there was an intention of getting a synergy. That 1 + 1 is equal to 3 wala concept. That when two people come together, they generate more efficiency as compared to that they would have worked independently. So what is the reason of synergy? That's going to be covered in M&A. Apart from that, various defenses that the target company's management do when they don't like the merger proposal. So the merger proposal is disliked, then the target company ka management does certain defenses, quite interesting, called as crown jewel, green mail, Pac-Man defense, etc., 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 white squire, white knight. So you will enjoy that. So M&A is something which you want to enjoy. Apart from that, your capital budgeting and the cost of capital, which is there in your level 1 corporate finance. Capital budgeting, NPV, IRR, that's going to go into more depth right now. So level 1 pe NPV and IRR was introduced. Level 2 will find it more going into more depth. And capital structure, that what should be the WD and what should be the WE. Level 1 you had just an introduction ki WD, WE kya hona chahiye. Here in level 2 you're going to have a lot of theories about the capital structure ki what should be the actual WD and WE that firm should target. That's corporate finance. Economics. Economics is something interesting. In level 1, you had lots of economics. In level 2, this subject of economics is going to be very crisp. Only 3 chapters. Compared to level 1 economics, I think we had around 7 or 8 chapters in level 1 economics. Level 2 economics is quite crisp. One chapter is going to ask about growth rate, whether India's growth rate, which is right now higher than the US growth rate, is going to continue. And if it is going to continue, then how long it's going to continue. The developing country like India, China, they are growing at a faster rate as compared to the developed world like US. But is that going to continue? And if it is going to continue, how long? That's going to be covered in the growth theory chapter. And the one chapter is about the currency. So in the currency, you will find out why India's dollar in 2010 was at 40 rupees. And now in 2020, US dollar, I should say, US dollar in 2010 was 40 rupees. Now why the US dollar has approximately gone to 80 rupees right now. So what happened in the last 10 years? Because of that, the dollar from 40 rupees has appreciated to 80 rupees. So that's what is called as currency. So that currency and the growth rates are going to be focused in the economics. All right. So which chapter are we? Cons. Cons is something that's going to be, okay, just a second, guys. There's a little bit of focus wala issue. I don't know why this is happening. I actually enabled autofocus. Anyways, so cons. Cons is going to be something which is interesting. And that's actually quite challenging to teach because cons में थोड़ा सा theory आ गया. Level 1 cons was more about numericals, less about theory. Level 2 cons is actually the reverse way. It's less of numericals and more of theories. It's about regression analysis. Regression versus correlation. We are seen in level 1 correlation, but in level 1 we didn't see regression. In level 2 we're gonna see regression. So what do you mean by regression? We all know that GDP growth rate and the stock market returns have dependency. So in level 1, we said that the GDP growth rate and stock market returns are positively correlated. In level 1, we said GDP growth rate and stock market returns are positively correlated. Now in level 2, we're going to see that how dependent is the stock, how much dependency that the stock market has on the GDP growth rate. But our GDP growth rate 2% से ऊपर गया, so how much stock market is going to react to it? That's what is called as regression. Regression talks about actual dependency of the stock market return on the GDP growth rate. In level 1, we had stopped at this point that GDP growth rate and stock market returns are correlated. In level 2, we are going to talk about that how much stock markets are dependent on the GDP growth rate. That's what is called as regression. But yes, some of you are going to find, especially those guys who have found level 1 cons difficult, you are going to find level 2 cons easy. I repeat, those who have found level 1 cons difficult, you're going to find level 2 cons easy. You'll get to know why. When we look at the subject of cons, you'll get to know why. So if you had found level 1 cons difficult, you're going to enjoy level 2 cons. You're going to find that a little easier. Kaun sa bacha? Ethics. Ethics is same. Whatever you are seeing in level 1 ethics, you're going to see the same in level 2 ethics. So people ask me, so now we are cleared level 1. So now the level 2 ethics should be tougher? Not necessarily. The difficulty level of ethics questions in level 1 and level 2 are going to be more or less same. They are not going to make ethics questions more difficult. So you're not going to get more difficult questions of ethics in level 2. Pooja is saying slightly more difficult, but I would say that it's not going to be very difficult. So ethics syllabus is exactly going to be same. So I covered ethics, FRA, equity. Now I'm going to talk about equity in a while because we're going to start with equity in a while. So कौन सा बचा? I think सब कुछ हो गया. Corporate finance, derivative, portfolio management, fixed income, AI. Okay, AI got remained. So AI in the level 1 we only had one chapter of AI, but उसमें सब कुछ था. उसमें था real estate, उसमें था commodities, उसमें था hedge funds, उसमें था private equity. It had everything. Now, for each thing that you are seen in level 1, you would be having a separate chapter in level 2. So for real estate, you have one chapter in level 2. For private equity, you have another chapter in level 2. For hedge funds, it's combined with private equity and hedge funds. You have one chapter on level 2. And commodities के लिए एक और chapter है. So you have real estate के लिए separate chapter, private equity, hedge fund के लिए one chapter, commodities के लिए one chapter. But yes, as I said earlier, कि AI is something you're going to enjoy. It's going to be easy. Derivatives. So derivatives is also, I had forgotten about derivatives introduction. So I'll quickly introduce level 2 derivatives. Level 2 derivatives is going to be 2 chapters now. Same in level 1 also you have 2 chapters, but these 2 chapters would be in quite depth. In level 1 for options, we have seen only one model, which is binomial model. Now you're going to see binomial model and Black-Scholes-Merton model also. Okay? And you're going to see lot and lot of numericals in level 2 derivatives, which is about pricing and valuation of forwards, forward rate agreement, swaps. ये तीनों हमने लेवल हमने देखा है. What is forward rate agreement, and what is swaps. And level 2, we're going to go into more depth of it. We're going to do pricing and valuation of each of this. So we're going to do pricing and valuation of forward, pricing and valuation of forward rate agreement, and pricing and valuation of swaps. Clear? And then we're going to do the binomial method again, and then we're going to do the Black-Scholes-Merton method for valuation of options. And then we're going to again have that your favorite put call parity, S plus P is equal to C plus X. That's going to be again there. Interesting part which you might would have wanted to have it, which is the strategies. I mean, anyone who talks about derivatives would know about your butterfly, box, straddle, covered call, protective put. ये सब उन्होंने directly डाला है level 3 में. Initially till 2016, ये सब strategies were in level 1. Then they moved to level 2. And now from 2020 onwards, they have moved it to level 3. So unfortunately, you're not going to see the strategies of derivatives, the butterfly, the box, the covered call, the protective put, the collar, the straddle till level 3. Unfortunately, you don't have those strategies in level 2, unfortunately. But I'm not going to any conclusion. It's difficult, hai, manageable, hai, how is it? I'm not taking any conclusions out of it. All right. So this was introduction of all subject except equity. I didn't speak about equity because anyway, we're going to start equity in a while. All right. So this was introduction. Do I have any questions related to the subjects, etc.? Let me see if you ask me any question. Would the level 2 paper be same pattern like level 1? Yes, there would be subject wise sections. You are not going to have a case study जिसमें से एक question होगा economics का, दूसरा question होगा cons का. Not going to be like that. You're going to have case study of complete economics, case study of complete FRA. So subject pattern, I mean the question pattern is going to be similar. All right. Apart from that, I don't see any question that you guys have asked me about level 2 syllabus. Anyone has any questions? Quickly let me know. This paper is going to be offline, Harshi. Only level 1, they have started to make it online from 2021. Level 2 and level 3 are still going to be offline. If you ask my personal view, this I believe was not required to make level 1 online. कोई जरूरत नहीं था level 1 online करने का. यार थोड़े से पेपर जाने से कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता यार. मतलब you have a newspaper, एक दिन का न्यूज़पेपर बैन कर दो. मतलब पूरे वर्ल्ड का अगर एक दिन का न्यूज़पेपर यूज नाउ तो nowadays we are not reading newspaper, so the paper that gets saved is going to be huge as compared to what paper you are going to use in your exam. So just for the purpose of going green, taking the help of Prometric etc. to conduct this exam was not required in my opinion. But CF Institute is against my opinion. They're taking the level 1 online, and if it is successful, they're going to take level 2 and level 3 also online. I'm not with that. I thought and I still believe that it should be taken on the same day. With online, its exam is going to get spread over a period of time, so there could be some dilution of question that could happen, which is not going to be good. So I am against the online pattern of level 1. It should have been offline on one day. तभी तो फील आता ना, मतलब ये सब लोग एक जगह जा रहे हैं, एग्जाम सेंटर में जा रहे हैं, everyone is nervous. That kind of a feel is not going to be there if the level 1 is going to be online. Are we expected to remember everything from level 1? No, Anushree. You do not have to brush up your level 1 concepts to start level 2, because I'm going to do that. So when I'm going to start any topic of level 2 and I know that this requires background of level 1, I'm going to give you that background of level 1. So you do not have to actually take on your level 1 books and start studying again. Wherever it requires background, I'm going to give you that background. Ethics, yes, Nikhil, exactly same as level 1. And online level is still going to be at testing centers, right? But rather these are the Prometric centers, and Prometric centers का capacity काफी कम होता है. So now the exam is going to be like a week. Level 1 का exam एक पूरे week में होने वाला है, which is what I'm not comfortable in. Anyway, so that is the Safe Institute has taken a call. But for level 2, you're going to have the exam on 5th of June. Hopefully, you know why hopefully I'm saying, but take a level 2 June 21 tak, hopefully the things would be fine. All right, I believe no more questions regarding the syllabus you guys are having. Equity, yes, I have not given introduction of equity, which is going to start in a minute.